Dr. Meregu currently serves as an assistant professor at the University of Southampton, Malaysia. Prior to this, he held the position of associate professor and head of research and development at CMR, College of Engineering and Technology, Hyderabad, where he dedicated over 16 years to advance research and nurturing talent. His academic journey is truly inspiring. He earned his PhD from IIT Roorkee, his MTech in Spatial Information Technology from JNTU Hyderabad, and his MSc in Electronics and Computers from JNTU Hyderabad. With this long foundation, he has built a career marked by innovation, mentorship, and impactful research. Over the years, Dr. Meregu has successfully secured and completed several competitive research patents grants from DST, AICT, and IEEE, and his excellence was recognized with the IEEE Hyderabad Humanitarian Technology Leadership Award in 2020. He continues to guide scholars, including PhD candidates at Bennett University, and has mentored numerous master's and undergraduate theses. Beyond academia, Dr. Meregu works reflects a commitment to solving community-oriented problems through technology and optimization techniques, making his contribution both globally and relevant and socially impactful. I invite Dr. Meregu to deliver his talk on transforming healthcare with AI and computer vision. The
Thank you,
floor is
sir.
yours, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And I welcome everyone to this online FTB, which is sponsored by AICT. So it's glad to be with you all today here to present on this topic. Okay, first of all, thank you for inviting me for this session. Okay, so my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. So with this, I'm going to start because as I got the information that we have to just can have a session on healthcare by using AI like that. So because this is my area already, I'm working. So why can't I take? So that's the reason I have taken this. So thank you so much for this. So here coming to the title, that is transforming healthcare with AI and computer vision. Now we all know, right? Everywhere, everyone are talking about AI, generate AI, everything, right? But how far our technology means what we all are being in academicians, how can we share our expertise, our knowledge to the societal needs? That is important. If you see my previous projects also, I have done all my projects which are related to societal need only. So we have to come up with our technological interventions, whatever the technology we are learning or we are having, or already the research which we are doing. So how, in which way it will help to the society, that we have to think. So with this here, I'm going to talk on this deal. So coming to here, so today, so transforming with healthcare. So the outline of my lecture today is just I'm going to give brief introduction because I don't want to teach all basics of health AI and everything, because already you all are teachers and already academicians, I know. So you all already aware of this, right? So just a small means how AI, historical view of AI in healthcare, how they started, when they started, how it is now, how it's going ahead in future, how it's going to be. So this I'm going to cover. So after that, what is the basic principle of healthcare using AI, how it is and how it can be. So these things we'll see. Then after that, applications of AI, healthcare, especially how AI is taking place, means how exactly the people are using, even for the doctors or even for the hospitals management, how they are going to take care, and even for you being a patient or being a human, how they are going to be utilize it, in which way it helps, and that also we can see. And along with this, advantages of healthcare using AI, and along with this, my few research research works which we have done, those also I'm going to share with you all, and especially one of my PhD student already graduated. He worked on blockchain towards healthcare, how exactly the blockchain used and how it can be secured. So those things also I'm going to cover at the end. Okay, so this is my overall presentation, which I'm going to share with you in the coming minutes. So here, when we talk about AI, types of AI, as already you know, so first basically we have to call them as a based on, actually we have to call it as ability and functionality. So what comes under ability and what comes under functionality, that we have to see. So first, ability means here we have to work with, like initially 1956 onwards, people are calling and people are saying everything, right? So because it's not today's, the artificial intelligence is not started today. Long back, the people have started working on this and how it's going to be and how it was. Already they have that experience and they shared. So now today we are going to see how that. So that's why they called it as a narrow AI, general AI, like narrow AI, weak AI, they called as a name weak AI, and general AI, strong AI they called, and then later super AI. What exactly that? Now at present we are in general AI as well as some part of super AI also. But when it comes to functionality, especially in this functionality here, react to missions, actually how the missions are going to react, how exactly they're going to be, and with the help of limited memory, theory of mind, self-awareness, how these things are to be taken and how they were incorporated. These things we can see. So as I said, when we talk about the ability, there are total three stages there in this ability, as I already shown in the previous slide, right? Narrow A. So narrow A is especially a particular, like a particular task or particular event, like that it should be taken. So which assist only with respect to that particular task only, right? So and it has to take over and it has to be inbuilt and it has to work on that only. That is about they called as weak AI. So this was initially when they started, they call it like that, and later on the technology increased and day by day the years have gone, and based on the information, based on the data, later they call it as a general AI. So tasks like task knowledge from the one domain limits transfers to another domain. So here, from one domain to another domain, how exactly how the things can be taken, like autonomous vehicle, we can say, right? We can also call autonomous vehicle, and based on the signpost, how exactly. But already in India also people are working on this to bring the autonomous vehicle test bed. Like already they found some test beds at IIT Hyderabad. They have the huge test bed, but only to check the autonomous vehicles. Okay, so people already, many institutions also working on this. So to bring that self-autonomous means self-driving vehicle, how it's going to be. If vehicles are there, right? But whether the environment is there or not, that also we have to see. We have to create the environment in that way that the vehicle can go smooth. Correct. So like this, people are already working on that, and even we have to change more. That's why uh, even the AICT is also encouraging to come up with the technology, latest smart technologies and everything they're calling. So smart means how they are going to make a smart city, smart development. How smart city will come, because all this with this, because we have the technology, and along with the technology, how the society is also going to change and where exactly to be changed. These things also we have to come across, right? So there is a reason already the technological hubs already they started in various IITs, like all IITs having a separate centers. Actually, they call hubs. Actually, technology hubs they call. Especially in Hyderabad, they call it as THAN. THAN is the hub they started especially for the autonomous vehicle navigation. So they're working on that. They're creating the test bed, how the sign has to be detected with the help of computer vision and AI, and how the signal could be based on the signpost, signal, and road lane path, lane change, how these things, because we have to, the environment also we have to create in that way, so that the device, so that the vehicle can run smooth. Correct? So like that, we have to think and we have to bring it to in real time. Right? So coming to super AI. So super AI already missions that are an order of magnitude, like smarter than humans. This is not that big, somewhat is there, but later in future, because I gave that how the technology changes by 2034. That also I gave as a you can see that and you can have an idea how it's going to be, right? So that means it's not that, it doesn't mean that only this technology is there, everything goes. No, but there is a manual intervention without the human, because ultimately the human has to decide whether it's correct or not. Correct or not. Even the systems they does, but even whether it's good or bad, that also we have to take it. We can take that decision part, correct? Even the systems does, but we have to finalize, right? So these things are most important. That's why they call these are the main important stages of AI, and which comes under the now. Along with this, here I can, as I said, see here the projection how it's going to be 2060. So now if we are already, so today artificial intelligence, we call it narrow intelligence less than human intelligence, okay? But 2040, it will be full general intelligence equal to human intelligence. It is going to be soon, but already there, but soon it's going to be. But 2060, the artificial super intelligence, like the super AI. So this super means it should be far greater than the human intelligence. How these things should be worked out and how they will be done. So especially in this case, we can say that means the system, like the task, everything, we can't predict also. So those things also they can suggest. Even the human may forget something, but the machines won't forget, right? So those things also they can remind, right? So like this, how exactly they demonstrate the intelligence beyond human capabilities. Those things will be seen in the super AI. That will be done later. So the growth will be means always here in when we talk about AI, the growth will be always exponentially increasing. Coming to here, when it talks about functionality, functionality means especially here we call it as reactive AI, limited memory, theory of mind. What I said, these 4 points. Coming to here, already you people might be working on in this domain, right? So how means how far exactly and how they are going to be reactive AI. That means uh, based on simple like a classification or pattern recognition, different some uh, human what we can't do some anomaly detections. So in those cases, here it can be useful. But whereas coming to here in the second limited, we are calling limited memory. This can handle complex classification tasks like able to use historical data, and based on that, it can make some new the predictions how it's going to be. Especially here, as I said here, the self-driving cars, so like that, but still vulnerable to outliers, right? So for all these outliers, that's still people are working on that, but some models are good, but not in real time, right? So we have to see in that and how it's going to be, right? So we have to work on that. And theory of mind, especially here, when we talk about theory of mind, especially they understand human motives and reasoning can deliver personal experience to everyone based on their motives and needs. Even now, already we are directly or indirectly we are using OpenAI and all right wherever we require. But sometimes whether it is correct or not, you have to decide, and you have to do changes once you whatever it is providing. Right. We can't 100% directly believe on that. We have to decide whether it's correct or not. Even manual intervention is required there, correct? Even we can't use because now everywhere the systems are there and each and every application is associated with the OpenAI. Immediately they say whatever the content you give, so immediately it will say it's a generated AI, it's from generated AI. So those things should not happen. We have to work on that and we have to modify. We have to do paraphrase. Many tools are available, right? So you can use such tools and you can do that like that and you can work on that for that. So we have to make intelligently usage of that, right? So self-aware, human level intelligence, especially that can bypass our intelligence too, right? So like this, it will goes. So coming to introduction to AI in healthcare. So see this slide. Just if you just see this slide, you have many things, not only one thing, right? So many things are there. So what are these things actually? See here, patient facing. Like there are many initial chatbot, AI chatbot. Like in under AI chatbot, there are many applications, wearable devices. You have many wearable devices. Nowadays smartwatch also comes with this, right? And personalized genetics, right? Mental health, women's health, skin health. I mean, what not actually what you required. Many applications are available, but which one is genuine? How you have to use it, right? So we have to be very keen whether the semantics is good or not. So we can decide that, right? So better. So you can think and which one is good and which not. like that, it's like a paradigm shift. Like we can say that it's a game changer. So many people, many startups have come up with this in these applications. Many people, many students, like new, uh, just fresh graduate students also, they started their own startup in this. They're working on that. So, but how far they're sustainable, those things also we have to take care of that. So we have to see the market, how exactly and how this technology is going to be in real time. All these things we have to check, and then we have to come up with that. So my suggestion is that you have to see how, because already you might be the expert in this, but in which way, which app gives better one, which one should give more accurate results. These things you have to multiple times you have to check with the conventional methods and all. Then you have to come forward. You have to go ahead. Like that, you have to see. Even the government of India is ready to fund through MSME, right, for new startups like that. Once you test like this, and then you have to present and you have to show to them, then they're ready to provide as an initial start, as a quick start. They're going to give around 10 to 15 lakhs for a basic from the idea to product model, right? So you should be very clear what exactly the business model, how it should be. Means business model means it should be clear when you're working with any application or any domain or any prototype or any model, right? So what are your TRL levels? You have to see that technology readiness levels, whether you are reached to that or not. If you are TRL 4, then the government is ready to give to you fund, right? So these things you have to be very clear. You have to keen into this, and if you don't know, you can interact with the people who are in this domain. You can get the inputs from them, and you can come forward, right? So when it comes to telemedicine, so many are there, so many applications like this. If you might have seen, right, Remedy regularly, right? So Remedy page up. So these are the very so many applications. Lifestyle management, right? So lifestyle management, many people nowadays, healthcare is very important, right? So many people are, we are going for the naturopathy and all many things. Why can't you see? Because we know what is good, what is bad, and how it should be. So lifestyle management, what exactly to be followed, which diet should be followed. So these things you can maintain, right? So you can come up with that and you can provide. So, but it should be in real. It should be see that first you can check with your family members or with your friends how they feel, and you can take the inputs, genuine inputs from them, and you can work on that. Like this, disease management, one more drug discovery. So many applications, so many apps are available, and then information and clinical trials, especially when we call about research. People already working in these research areas, genetic research, right? So genetic research, actually, here many people are working in this domain. So you can interact. So one, I can tell you, it's not that one man job. You can collaborate with the people from different domains. This always I suggest the people, even to the students, whatever you are doing, that is good. But some way you will be at some, there is some restriction to you, right? So then what we have to do, we have to collaborate with other who are there in that particular domain, right? Who is working in that. Like that, we have to come up. We have to open up. We have to share and we have to discuss. And means I'm not sharing you as saying you to share the idea of yours, but you can discuss with them and you can go ahead further. So you can take suggestions, right? So doctor facing, like now, many people. Medical records, actually hospitals also maintaining all this. So and even due to the lack of doctors, there are many, because due to huge population, many hospitals are there, even though the facilities available, even but things are not reaching to each and every people, and the doctor spending time is also very less with respect to the patients. Correct or not? So these things you have to make. So in which way you can come up with an idea, you can think, and you can work on that. Data analytics. So you have a lot of data from 2022 onwards, where there is a lot of data have been accumulated. Now we call data as a new gold. We know that, correct? So medical imaging. So even so many, whatever the technology you have expertise like image processing or computer vision, so that also in medical, how exactly it can be useful. That you can see what are the methods, and equipment that are available, how the people are doing. You can see, you can approach them, and how your expertise can help to bring that in easier. So we can reduce the cost. Correct? So like that, you can think and you can come. So you have to think that it is easy to reach to each and every person. So then only it can go into the market. Like that, if you think, then you can come up, right? So I can say that AI in healthcare is a game changer. So as I shown in the previous slide, right? So if it's growing day by day. So if you see the historical evolution of this, so it's from 1972 to till today, right? So here, how exactly they are developing. See, many changes have been taken. Many in IBM Watson they started in 2012 public debate, and then this after that 2016 Google DeepMind Health also started, right? So AI powered stroke alert system by FDA in 2019, 2021 AI for COVID-19, right? Vaccine development. So like this, you can, because we have seen during the COVID time period, like due to lack of equipment, lack of many things, right? See, if we are unable to share to all the persons. So in that way, in which way it should reach to the people based on the oxygen level, oxygen system, like a and that's how, in which way it can be worked. In one direct or indirect way, you can think and you can come. So like this, in the initially, they started with simple, like I can call it as a neural net with the help of some decision-making systems, knowledge and decision-based, rule-based, with the help of neural network. They call as expert systems in that. And later, they come up with some model like machine learning models, deep learning model, and very many places like based on the identity patterns, adding some task, disease diagnosis, prognosis, right? Or treatment planning. All these things can be done now. So working with this, the main principle, working principle, how? So as usual, you people already working in might be working in machine learning and AI, right? Here, first of all, is the data. So how we have to secure the data. That once you have the data, so what are the pre-processing techniques to be used and integrate with the particular model? How which one is required? These things we have to check, and which model suits to that particular uh, data. So that also we have to see, and then training and model development, which type of training to be done, and how much percentage to be used. These things we have to be very clear. And decision making and predictions, so which based on the data, based on the training and model, whatever the predictions we'll get based on that, how it's going to be, right? So this with the help of the doctors and with the help of the expertise, we can do that. So like this, the system should be. So real-time monitoring and feedback, regular updates, right? Continuous learning and improvement, so human AI cooperation. So like this, how we can utilize the technology and how we can bring it to each and every person that we have to. So here, so the impact of this, especially how it goes. So it will be like this from the self-care, prevention, wellness, like so improving population health management. So coming to under this here, especially self-care, triage and diagnosis. As I said, the triage is one of my PhD student. As I said, so that blockchain, how exactly the blockchain triage has been taken used. And that also I will show you how she worked on that and how got the very good papers in AI reviews, right? Like that. That's a highly impact factor, 12 impact factor like that. It's a good one. So like that, if you think and if it's workable like that, if you see, then you can think in which way which should be good and how it should be. When it comes to operations improving, like diagnostics, right? Which model to be used, how it should be. You have to think, right? Or otherwise, you can interact with the doctors and you can take the inputs from them and you can work on further also. You can collaborate with them and you can work further. Clinical decision support. So here, the clinical decision support with the help of doctors or otherwise automatic with the help of the previous already predefined, because in diagnostic centers already there are the ranges already they might have defined already there. So how we can correlate with this and we can come up with that. Like this, we have to think and we have to work. Care delivery. So how much of care you can give with the support. So strengthening the innovation, how you have to think. Chronic care management is most important. How this should be done. So like this, you can think and you can come up with your own ideas. So coming to the applications, especially, so I broadly divided into four types. So medical imaging analysis, drug discovery and development, electronic health record analysis, and precision medicine. So here first we talk about this medical imaging, especially here, like already we know X-ray, right, to analyze the medical images for especially scan images, MRIs, and pathology slides, right? So here we can assist the radiologist and pathologist to detecting the abnormalities, right? So they have the equipment, and even the model, if you feel this some other model is good, so you can suggest and you can take concern and you can interact with them and you can come forward. Like that, you can come up. Or you can come up with some application also, like mobile application, like that also already available. But still, you can see what are the drawbacks in the existing. Why can't they are reaching to each and every person? These things you can identify and you can come up with your own. Right, drug discovery under this AI means here AI algorithms can analyze the vast database of chemical compounds, like predict their properties and identify potential drug candidates. So here, this in clinical trials, this helps better people already using it. So in more easier way, how it can work and how it can come forward. That also you can think and you can plan on that. So electronic health record, especially based on the data, because here it's medical data is very important, and person to person it varies, right? It may be the same disease, but it should be sorry, it should be depend on person to person. Actually, there is a change. So how this pattern changes and can be done, how exactly it varies. So they have to see all these things and they can predict with the help of different blood groups like that. They can do some. So once they have this data, but whether the data is secured or not, that is another issue. Also to be taken care. Right? So in all these it helps. So you might be from security, cyber security background, or AI background, or computer science background, or otherwise some other background like computer vision, or otherwise communication. You can whatever you have the background. So you can based on your idea interest, you can't do alone, but you can collaborate with other people and you can work on that. So AI can analyze genetic data like precision medicine. So especially this is about to identify the personalized treatment, enables like options and predict disease risk, how it can be detected and how it can. So when you talk about the advantages, so here there are many advantages, but few here I highlighted the main things. They are enhanced diagnostic accuracy. So here the diagnostic method plus whatever they do, so the best accuracies they can get with the help of this model. Okay, or some of the algorithms, whatever you want to implement, you can come forward. Okay, personalized treatment plans, predictive analytics, and early detection. So this is another, and efficient healthcare management, remote patient monitoring, and telemedicine. Especially during COVID time, many rural people they haven't, but many people helped. But few actually they faced a lot of problems because unable to reach the medicine to the patient. Even the equipment or need based drug didn't reach the people. So remote, how we can do that? How the primary healthcare centers will be strengthened. These things we have to work on. But due to this pandemic, it helped many people actually. I can say later, because at that time it was not helped. But later now we are we each and even the government also taken initiations to start how it can reach to the each and every rural area place. So drug discovery and development, the new how the combinations, how they are going to work, and that also. So here, if you see the market size, as of now, I just give the basic introduction and the basic introduction, how exactly, right? Principle and all applications. Now, how in the next coming 10 years, how it's going to be. See here. So these are the changes, how exactly it's going to happen. Okay, healthcare market size is going to be in 2034. See, now we are in 2025, 37, right? So here it is in 37.98, right? Dollar. Here, if you see in 2034, it's going to be 6 billions, USD billions. See, so it's not double, triple, it's more than. So this measure. So that means if you come up with your technology, so you come up with your own ideas and you can plan in which way your expertise be helped or collaborate with other people, and by using some way, by the tools with the help of these tools, how it's going to be. So healthcare is one of the most best form which can be exist in next near future. Okay, next 10 years or 20 years also it's going to be, right? But you should be very smart, which model and how it's going to be, right? So you have to think in that way and how it can be supported. Like that you have to come up. Here, if you see the fastest growing market, especially in Asia Pacific. So Asia Pacific is on top compared to on all throughout world. Asia Pacific is on top, and largest market we can say that is North America, and market concentration is about especially medium. So the major players, if you see IBM, Philips, AMD, OTH, okay, all script like this. So these are the few I gave in here, but like this, many are also available. Many people are working under this. Many MNCs also already working in this direction. So you can also think how your expertise can help you, right? Like that you can think. So now if you see here, this slide, especially the market segmentation, how this global market segmentation will take place. Like as I said, if you are specialized in machine learning, AI, or otherwise natural language processing, deep learning, or predictive analytics, or generative AI, or any other you have. So how it's going to be interlinked. So that you have to think. And the application with your expertise, here are the various applications, especially in terms of healthcare, medical imaging and diagnostics, remote monitoring and telehealth, okay, clinical decision making, personalized medicines, virtual health assistance, population health management, right? Next, robotics, surgery, and other. Here, and the end users will be healthcare users, right? Providers, healthcare players, and then academic and research institutes and other many also. Like this, you have to think and you can work. So there are many users are there. So market is there, but we have to come up and we have to think which way you can go ahead with this, right? So coming to this next. So here, these are the applications here I'm going to give. So what physicians do is an algorithm-based diagnosis, right? So application of AI, how has been inevitable in this regard, how exactly inevitable we are saying. So how this can be. So here, if you see this, how they are going to do. If it is for suppose they take that how the diagnostics they'll predict or advise analyze. So they take the image and then they have to see the symptoms and they have to run that based on the chest pain, palpitation, cough. Okay, so the biochemical analysis by using urine, blood. These are the different ways they do. Right. Other features like age, gender, smoking. These all things to be considered. And with here, this is the model. So by using this model, how exactly the output is going to be, right? The diagnosis either positive, negative, or uncertain. So you have to come up with this middle part, which model you are going to use. Okay, so that is most important. How far it is good, that also you have to try. And you can do some trial and error, where there is clinical tests you can check and you can take some, if you collaborate, you'll get the data from the medical data and you can take that and you can check multiple checks you can do and you can go ahead with it. So when we talk about inevitability, here, especially the technology to stratify, the centralize this data to ensure easy accessibility. So easy accessibility to each and every means. So it should be easy because many people they don't understand what exactly, right? So these things to be make easier to understand the people what exactly. So once they have, because the prevention is better than cure, right? Every time. So we have to do that initial. So these things we have to take very clear and we have to be in. We have to give. So data available in the form of like electronic health records, CHR, X-ray, ECG. So many are already so much of data is available, right? Lab reports can be in into a particular algorithm training that particular model. Ultimately, the current healthcare system and its effect in patient welfare. So we have to be on patient welfare, correct or not? So we have to see that how. So what well-being means, whether we are taking care of that or not, that is also another have to see and we have to help them. So the daytime management of physicians actually here, this is what in our study we have observed, when we impacted the doctors, we got even when we visited to hospitals, we got this. There is a serious death of quality time for a patient because of the doctors unavailability. Because very few doctors are available. So because of and due to that, they are already overburdened by the work, and it directly affects the quality. So this is lacking, and doctor-patient relationship and patient satisfaction is not happening in all the cases. Only very few cases, like multi-specialty hospitals, only does few places only happening. We reach to each and every person, so there is a need, correct? Regarding recording and documentation is a major part and increasing day by day. So it's increasing day by day, but who is there? Who is taking care of that? So these things we have to be, and we have to think, and we have to work on. And if you see the framework, so here this is the, especially here I gave total different numbering here I gave. And if you see the main population health, the individual health, and system health, pharma and medtech. So how exactly the people, so if, and this also like a surveillance and prediction, population risk management, and intervention selection and intervention targeting. So here when we come for the first one, if we say care routine, right, how this should be. So in this case, especially it's care services. So how exactly we are going with this? Like when we talk about self referral or triage or personalized outreach, under this we have prevention, diagnosis, acute treatment, follow up, and chronic treatment. Right. So what exactly? First, we have to means when you're working with the model, you should be clear with in all these things. So you should be clear, and you have because it's not one, right? We interlink with many things. So that is the reason there are many indicators. So we should be very clear, and one we are highlighting in which way it is linking with the other. So like this, you have to work, you have to plan, and you have to work on that. That's why these are this slide says about that, what things to be, right, and how it should be. So this is the framework which helps people to work for the, like if you see here care services behavior change, like what actually like exercise, diet, or wellness education, how we are doing, in which way you are doing. So these things you can see. And coming to the for the diagnosis, like here we can say data driven diagnosis, like symptom based or lab based, what exactly, or image based diagnosis, radiology or pathology, what exactly. Under acute treatment, like clinical decision support or treatment guidance, patient doing this monitoring, inpatient monitoring, device monitoring, AI facilitated care, self care guidance. Because nowadays many people are educated, right? So they know, but they can, but there's a lack of some applications, right? Even they are not self care. So many people are taking care of themselves, right? Self care is still happening. Not saying that no one is doing, they are doing, but still further it should increase in different cases, right? So robotic surgery, actually already robotic surgery also happening nowadays, right? Due to why, especially robotic surgery also they are highlighting, because due to this robotic surgery there will be very less blood loss. So that is most important. So like that, these things we have to be very clear, right? So health systems like medical record, fraud prevention, capacity planning and personal management, quality assurance and training, right? Claims processing, so coding and billing. So these all are very important. So here, clinical trial support and recruitment, especially for the drug discovery and development, and supply chain and planning optimization. So these all are the areas where you can think and you can come up with your own ideas or with your own expertise from your area of expertise, right? So this is a framework which helps, especially in healthcare, of how you have to follow. And here, when we talk about the first health monitoring, so health monitoring tools, that means tools to support intervention and healthy behaviors. So like as already we are already somewhat we are using, I guess, correct? Like by using Fitbit, like wearable healthcare devices like Apple, Garmin, and others like monitor heart rate and activity levels, right? So already you might be doing, you might be using, correct? Even the how many physical steps you are doing with that, it's all already you are getting with through Fitbit or otherwise with your smartwatch. So they can send alerts also to the user to get more exercise and can share this information to doctors, right? But even we have the device, but how you are using it accurately, that is important, right? Many people just for okay, they take it. Some, I'm not saying to everyone, but few might be using, but still, how effectively we are using, that is important, right? Whether you are following as what you are meant, what you are setting in your smartwatch, whether you are following or not, that also you have to see and you have to think, right? So if you follow, then what where you are lagging, that all these all things you have to take care. So another, he's here, the DeepMind Health. So this is already in 2016 actually started. So it's working as a partnership with clinicians, like researching that patients to solving the detecting real world healthcare problems. So, so here and latest article also there, like this other device like pacemakers and other devices also they're working now. So many DeepMind Health. So with this also you can get information and how we can use it. You can explore, especially even for nowadays with the help of this Gen AI, Open AI. So what are the based on the precautions? How exactly? Even it suggests us to even if they won't, it won't say, it will suggest and better you can take input from the doctor. They will tell, right? So it gives the preventing steps, but even though it will suggest at the end, consulting with the doctor you can, right? So these are very important. And another one is medication management. So already we have many of you know about this, right? So as we call it as AI Cure app, it is already there and it's a very many people are using, right? Improving client adherence, like monitoring the use of medication by a patient. If you give the information, so it will suggest you every time, right? Every means whatever the timing if you mention every like that, it gives as in terms of alarm or it will in terms of audio, it will give in terms of voice announcement it will do, right? So autonomously confirm that patient are taking their precautions and help them, right? And AI in radiology. So already this already people are using in not in all the places, but somewhat people are using it. So this is still not the most useful application of AI in healthcare has been in the field of radiology. That is especially here. This is the field where technology of computers have been involved for a long time. So X-ray of a hand by automatic calculation of bone age by software. By using the software, you will get that bone age actually how much, what exactly, how much, what is the calcium content abnormalities and everything that you'll get into, right? So you can have a look of that, you can check. And if it is for pathology, here they work with the different models they do. But many people actually what they are doing, just they train how to use. They don't know the exactly what exactly the model is running, right? Just only they run it and they'll get. Like they do that and they process it and they get the output. But many people don't know what exactly the model and how it's happening. So the technology with you, what you have the expertise, you can come up with that and you can help and you can come up with more better models and you can plan in that way, right? So here actually in this they already using the CNN convolutional neural network mode. They are used and they get that information especially for image what it is showing, right? Like this, and here web microscope. So this is the web microscope. The company developed online microscopy software that allows users to store, share, and evaluate the massive collection of the digitized microscope samples, right? So even pathologists, pharmacologists, and medical researchers can access this information and work together to manage data and discuss results, right? So like this, people already using it, but more detailed you can like this. The another is about the AI in surgery, especially in 21st in this 21st century. So already people are using it, right? So they're doing the surgery also. Like AI offers precisely accurate surgical robots and finely tuned diagnostic algorithm to solve various complex surgicals and clinical problems, right? And a surgical robot is dexterous like a fatigue and tremor-free device, which makes it perfect for surgeries, reduce blood loss, and hospital stay. These are the major benefits what actually the people are doing. Even AI in anesthesia. So anesthesia also, how exactly the means is most important while before going for the surgery, right? So here the decision support like smart monitors can monitor and automated assist devices can do it like automated anesthesia with the help of closed loop or XGP or other CDC. These are the tools already available for this, especially for anesthesia, right? And AI in pharma industry, so especially it's already been there. It take 12 plus years and 2.8 billion USD on an average at present they're executing. So see, for the drug development and drug molecule, whatever they're doing already, the people are working on that. And here, see, it's about to, means in 2020 it was like this, but in next coming, it's going to be huge. Most in the company, means most, already the pharma giants like Johnson and Johnson, Merck, Rocky, and GSK are investing billions in on this, especially in this, okay, in AI. And coming to AI in ophthalmology, like especially when we talk about the ophthalmology, it tends to focus on imaging, like the automated interpretation of fundus photographs and optical coherence tomography, right? To find the disease, especially with respect to the eye retina. Okay? So the other areas of interest include patient management and disease risk prediction, progression analysis, and automated interpretation. Like this modalities, they already visual field test already they collected and they're working on that. And this is another AI in dermatology. So here, especially in dermatology, by using content-based image retrieval, they use, and by using this software, especially focus on the skin cancer images, and medical professional visually similar pictures with the top diagnosis and risk malignancies of investigating Bill disease. Like these past cases, they can take and they test for that. Like this, they take the data and based on that, they work and they can predict the spread of that cancer. Like this, skin cancer, whatever are there, especially they're using in their technologies, and even with the help of some uh, applications also they're already doing, like skin turn is an best application already available. So to help diagnose skin conditions like some small, how exactly the red bobs are coming, how what is the effect of that, you can see and you can explore, right? So this is already there, but not in detail, but it can give suggest the information and it can be so further also you can think and people are already working on that. So when we talk about AI in healthcare insurance, especially insurance industry. So here, especially it main AI can claim like people claims the management like policies, right? So especially by the default, it can detect the fraud detections and all, and how accurately and what dates, especially it can take because the data is available. So by using this AI, it can help and customize the information and it can predict what exactly which one is correct and which is not correct. It can so role of this, how exactly? So Google and DeepMind, they're already working in this. So another big giants like Microsoft, Healthcare Next, they're already invested lots of money in this Healthcare Next AI network for healthcare. Project Empower MD. These are the various projects already people are working on. Microsoft is working on this. Project Inrai, Microsoft Healthcare Bot Services. Next, Amazon also invested a lot of money in this. Like they're already working on this. Amazon Comprehend Medical, they call it as ACM. Amazon Health Lake, and then Apple also invested a lot of money, and IBM um, Watson. Like actually earlier it was IBM, and then later they called it through AI. So ABM Watson, faster access to data knowledge recommendation for better treatment, cloud-based technology, health bots like Watson Assistant for Citizens and Watson Care Manager. So future plans of Watson like drug discovery process already in research also they have started care management, cancer treatment, clinical trials already they are working. So these are the big giants already working under this. Even Facebook also working on invested in this medical. So like this people, how exactly they are investing. So in coming few years, there's lot of scope, especially in AI in healthcare, with respect to machine learning and computer vision models. And this is the slide which I was talking for initially. I was saying, so my student presented on the work like AI and blockchain, a transforming sector including edge computing. Like blockchain provides AI distributed immutable data, like especially when we have the data, right? So how securely we are maintaining. So that is important. So hospitals, we have the data, they collect patients' information, clinical labs, diagnosis. So all are interlinked with especially the data. How this data is going to be secured. Here, she, she proposed the model like this and like this, how the process goes with the pre-processing with respect to the and smart contracts with the blockchain functions for healthcare, So how exactly the healthcare management should be provided and which securely. So how exactly we can protect that information. So what are the layers to be involved? So like this. So this is the blockchain. How exactly the database, means the distributed data set base, how they saved like this. Actually, if you see here, the chain like structure, like it creates the blocks, block to block, and these are the databases. So it creates the link because one secure and even authentication will be given to a few people. And once they approve, then only it is go ahead. So like that, no other can intervene to get that information. So like this, the distributed information, the distribution and validation process, everything will be taken care. And this has already been taken through the block with the different blocks. And if all blocks are interlinked, so it won't get directly like that. Okay, once they approve, then only the user can retrieve that. So only for few people they can access that. This is the application what we developed that is called AI Medics. So this is the name that we give. And see this one how exactly. So you can secure and decentralize the storage, user-friendly interface, and authorized access to the people. So secure file formats. Okay, so you can share health records, collaborating and consultations among the doctors and hospitals also it can be changed. Privacy and data protection. So all these things can be prioritized based on the information. So how securely we are storing and manage the health record management system we can manage. So this is the application. So here these are the results if you see, and this application, and even it's a web page and mobile application also we have given. Okay, so you can think in that direction and you can work like this. So each and every process, and if you see the right hand side, these are the medical records, and after the approval and grants only it will open, right, step by step. So there will be authentication step by step it goes, and then it will be recorded. So safely and securely that information will be protected, right? So these are the various screenshots of the application. So user login and doctor prevention and what doctor suggested, everything at what time doctor has been gone through this, everything will be recorded on this. So time duration on which day interacted and which day the prescription has been mentioned, everything will be done. So here the technologies used here are React JS, especially for the front end JavaScript library for building the user interface. And Ethereum is a blockchain platform for storming, like especially for the storing health records using smart contracts and Solidity. So this is a smart contract programming language for Ethereum. And Hot Hat. So this is the Ethereum development. See the one by one, it's like interlinked, right? So one after one, we have to use like that environment for building and testing smart contract and IPFS. This is the centralized storage protocol for storing file data. These are the levels of how exactly we have been used. So in that way, the people can be, so that is secure. And this is another intelligent and smart navigation system for visually impaired. So we have given the virtual assistant device to the visually impaired people, around 50 visually impaired people we have given their device. So this is actually the government funded project, Department of Science and Technology. And we have given the virtual device like in terms of Google. So it can detect the object and even it can what that object it can detect and it can process that information in terms of voice to through earphones to the visually impaired people. So even if it is for reading any tag or any prescription or otherwise any medical shop, whatever wherever they go, it reads and it converts that. It first detects image and then image to text and then text to speech. These are the process. And one more additional important feature in this we have given, that is live streaming. Live streaming to their family members, like family attenders, because they are the visually impaired people, right? So where they are exactly, what was it place they were. So their live streaming also can be seen by their family members. Okay, so this is a intelligent and smart navigation system which we have developed and it got published already in 2023. Okay, and this is another telehealth monitoring system which we have developed in during COVID-19, and we circulated to many around five primary healthcare centers in rural villages. We distributed with the help of IEEE support, that is IEEE site group. Okay, and there is another smart contact thermometer for COVID-19 pandemic during that period. Actually, due to lack of non-contact thermometers, so we come up with the wall-mounted thermometer which can detect and give the temperature, at what time it recorded, it records the data and it stores the information along with the picture of the person, right? And this already given to the primary healthcare centers around 5, and village people like through Gram Panchayat, like Sarpanch can support, and at there, because in villages people wherever they want they go to that Gram Panchayat office and they get the information. So like that, we this as the center we created. So there are total 5 primary healthcare centers. There we established these devices there, so which help the people, many people, right? So based on that, they can go for the medication and other. So like this is another COVID, like during that time only. So rural development, like remote telemedicine distribution. So even through mobile and not only through some NGOs, the information that data, the medicines have been um, passed to those people. So different stages are there, like this, different places we have distributed during COVID-19, and this is also funded by IEEE hack committee. So these are the wearable devices can see through the display. So this is the another device which we can be seen through glasses and it can read information and it can convert the information. This is another work we have done. This is again another optical character recognition. So in real time, even if it is written, handwritten, whatever it is there, it can detect and it can process that information all through computer vision technique only. So with this, I'm concluding. So as I said, AI is changing every nook and corner of healthcare. So it has its own challenges because health is a unique domain where no compromise can be made. Correct? That already we know. So like it or hate it, you can certainly not ignore AI. Correct? So these things are important. So with this, I'm putting. You can, if you have any questions, please you can. Right. So I suggest everyone please collaborate with other people and we can come up help for the society. That's it. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this.
Thank you, sir. Audience, if you have any question, please ask. Audience, please ask your question or you can write in your chat box.
Yeah, that's good.
You can raise your hand also if you need to ask. Okay, sir. Meanwhile, I need to ask something. That is,
Yeah.
how to use XAI in healthcare along with this AI model?
What? Pardon?
Sir, explainable AI, these days it is running along in
Yeah,
medical
yeah,
care.
yeah, exactly.
So, this is one of the major part of AI in healthcare.
Yeah.
So,
So
if you can suggest us.
yeah, actually, how I means in everywhere. Actually, when we're talking about already many applications also available, but how accurately means in real time how they're giving, how they're helping the people, that is important. And one more is security. How securely it is help means whether it is secured the data or not. That also we have to see. In that way, I can suggest means it's not real directly depend on that, but we can concern somewhere because it gives the suggestions. But with the help of those suggestions, how we are going to be again, we have to take some suggestion from the medically trained doctors, right? So we have to take the help with them, and we can work on that. Even there's training the system, but somewhere it won't help in all the cases because person to person, as I said, it varies. So it may not be same to all the people. So we have to consult the doctor, and we can take input from them. That's what I can say.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, a question is already in the chat box
Okay.
from Sachin Sauji. The connection of AI in the various healthcare area, the picture was too good. Please little more amount, big bite on that.
Okay. Connection of AI in various healthcare area, right? So yeah, that's good. But actually, how means actually we know everything, right? Even ChatGPT, OpenAI also giving money suggestions. But if you come up with because what exactly at the ground level is what is lagging there, so that we have to bring it here, because already available like smart Fitbit, all these things are available, but that is not required. But the need-based people, how exactly it is going to helpful and how it is going to head. So we have to come up with that. Means we have to first identify those problems, whether it is reaching to each and every person or not, then how our technology help for them, like that, either with the help of some doctors or some NGOs. My best thing is NGOs. So NGOs have already some connections with the doctors, so we can take that input and we can work on that. And when we talk about AI, especially how exactly, because many people they don't understand, okay, if we put we ask something, it gives everything. No, it's not that directly reliable on that. But again, there should be concern, like we have to take concern from the particular doctor, right? So it is, some people it may suits, but some other people it may not suit, right? So we have to come up with that, with a real time doctor, how you connect. So like that, if you connect the real time doctors real time, and they can interact with people, what is happening, at least for a while, either in the form of text or in the form of voice also, recorded voice also, they can send and they can get the information. So like this, we think, then it will workable. So this is what I can suggest more. We can think in that direction and we can provide in this.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, one of the other questions given by Biren Bikram Singh ji, that is very generic question, that what are the challenges already available in AI technologies adopting it for healthcare?
Yeah, challenges already we know, right? Here, because there may be misconceptions also, right? Because yeah, there may be, because we can't directly believe on that, correct? So these are the main problems actually we get. Sometimes there may be some wrong interpretation, because the key search, that means the keyword search, what you are doing and how we are doing. So that is most important. How it is taking, because it's a system, right? How it is taking, that is also important, matters. So we should be very careful while interacting, especially in terms of healthcare. So that is the most important challenge I can feel, what I feel. And what are the tools helpful to in this direction? Actually, you can see many people are using the tools, but not exactly the tools directly to the AI, like a medical field. In the form of application, you can come up, right? So by using some model or some applications, you can work and you can think on that and you can bring that one here. Like this, you can,
Sir,
right?
one last question we take here. That
Yeah,
is a question is asked here. Theory of minds, which you have stated one of your slides.
yeah, right, right.
So,
So theory of minds, especially, it's like uh, you see, because theory of minds means already we have a lot of information, correct? So in which part exactly this is required. So you should be like, it should take a small, like a knowledge based decision support system, I can say. So it should be in that way, which suppose I need, especially for skin cancer, what exactly? So like that, the theory means theoretical concepts, and not only just available data from the Google or what OpenAI is giving. We have to take the this information from the prescribed doctors, and that information can be provided. So that is called theory of minds in real time data collection from the expertise. Expertise means from the medical doctors. These things can be considered. So that is what I call it as a theory of mind. Right.
okay, sir.
Right.
Sir, one, okay,
Yeah.
here there are many questions, but let's take one more.
Yes.
There one again generic problem is lacking of medical data. It is not easily
Yeah.
available. So somebody asked that Alok Salji asked that how can we train our deep model with images where range is only 10-20 images?
Exactly. So that's the reason what I said here already in my lectures also, in my slides presentation also, I said we have to collaborate with the doctors, especially if you are working in that domain. You have to meet that particular specialized doctor, not only one. We have to meet many, and we have to get the consent. If you collaborate with them, already they're ready to provide the data. It is because they also expecting the technology support from us, right? So we have to collaborate with them and we get the data from them and they're ready to provide. It's not that, but freely it's not available. But we have to reach the expertise and we can meet them and we can discuss in which way it supports to them and in which way it helps to us. Also, we have to think and we have to get the data and we can work on it. This is what we are doing. Okay, either through NGOs or through other board, you can interact, you can meet the doctors. So that in that way you can do. So this is what I can suggest.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really, it was a wonderful session. I hope most of the questions are already answered. So I invite Head Mechanical Department, Mr. Satrughn Mishra, to propose vote of thanks. Satrughn, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Before this means the time of leaving this session, actually we were listening our expert, today's expert, Dr. Suresh ji, and within a very short period of time, he explained the how AI is reaching to the depth of means every corners of the healthcare sector. Because in the very first slide, very means in the beginning slides, he has given the various areas in which if anybody wants to work in this field, then he can approach and he can work on that with the help of AI. The many softwares or the apps can be prepared and for the welfare of the society. And
Yes.
being a non-IT professional, I could not understand much about it, but I hope that the persons who are related with this field, they will definitely be get benefited with this session. And I have a question, sir. How this AI can help in reaching out the healthcare facilities to the rural areas? Because currently even the government is trying a much more, but even then a person living in a rural areas is not getting the facilities as he required, sir.
Yes, sir, exactly. For that reason, so how we can work out? So we during COVID period itself, actually IEEE, you can't believe IEEE hacked and site supported for these projects, especially to reach to the rural community. So we have to means need based. So always we have to work on the need based. So the research, the technology also means what we have, because many academicians are here. So all have their unique expertise, right, in the particular domain. How that domain can be that can be helpful to the society. That way, if we think, then we can do many things. But it's not a one-man job. We have to collaborate and we can work together, and we can do many things. That's Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you,
Thank
Suresh, sir.
you. Thank you
Yeah,
very
thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Suresh Mergu, sir, for
Thank you, sir.
accepting our invitation on very short notice and for delivering insightful session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you, Akshay. Thank you so much. I hope I covered some part, okay, with my
No doubt, no
area
doubt.
of
You
work.
covered
Thank
Most
a
of
lot
sir.
more areas of the healthcare
Thank you
sector.
so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Participants, the feedback link is already given in the chat box. So please fill it and submit it by tonight. As we know, it is mandatory for all participants to submit feedback for the attendance purpose. Otherwise, you will be considered absent. It is requested to all participants, please stay online. The next session will be started soon.
Yeah,
So
Vinit, sir,
just
my
wait.
small request, you can share the feedback to me also. If any corrections or anything, later it will help for me to modify.
Definitely,
Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much.
Sure, sir. Sure.
We will
Thank
see
you,
you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay, see
Thank
you,
you.
sir, soon.
Please.
हेलो सर
Yes.
सर सर का नाम वहाँ पर शो नहीं हो रहा है लिस्ट में
सर ने
मैडम
यहाँ
अभी
बताया
आप उसमें से डॉक्टर अनुज तिवारी जी का सिलेक्ट कर लीजिए. वी विल चेंज
अमित तिवारी
या
yes.
ओके सर, वही मैं देख रही थी, उसमें हो ही नहीं रहा था सर का नाम। ओके सर,
Okay, ma'am.
ओके, थैंक यू।
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Um, okay. The next session will be starting soon. So before that, sir, I think Vishal ji on the way.
Yes, matlab, he will join very soon. So
Yes.
have to be connected.
Okay. So participant, meanwhile, this is the time for submitting your feedback. So all are requested to submit your feedback as early as possible, and this is the very good time. So all are requested to submit it now.
Hello, Bineet sir.
Yes, sir. RP sir, you are audible.
Uh, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Actually, the voice is coming with interruption. So I
Uh,
think actually I am on mobile.
Not a big issue, sir. This is only at your point. So just try to
Okay,
resolve it
okay,
at
okay.
your end. Otherwise, things are
Okay.
going smooth.
If, means things are okay from your side, na?
Yeah, you are audible
Okay.
properly.
Okay. I'm finding out in my device.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. In the chat box, already the feedback link is given. All are requested to fill it now. The participants who are asking for the feedback link, they are simply answered in the chat box also. The feedback link is given up. So they should scroll up the chat box and they will find it.
And our next session will be started very soon, within 5 minutes. So let's don't leave.
Participant, it is also important that the next session feedback will be given only in the chat box of this Zoom. That's why it is important for all of us to be here, stay connected. Okay, participants, feedback is already again given in the chat box. So whosoever is not able to, now they can. It is also important for all the participants to maintain your attendance. Therefore, it is humbly requested to get benefited by all these programs and also maintain your attendance. Okay.
Hey, hi all. I'm audible?
Yes, namaskar, sir.
Yeah. So I'm audible, right? We can start?
Sir, 1 minute. I must proceed first. Okay.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, now we'll proceed for our next session. I invite Mr. Vishal Sahare, founder, Generative AI Architect, TCS Pune, to deliver his talk on generative AI and GIS in precision farming practices. It is my absolute privilege to welcome Mr. Vishal Sahare, an accomplished AI and data science leader with over 14 years of extensive experience designing, architecting, and developing advanced AI, ML, and generative solutions. His expertise spans multiple domains, including retail, insurance, banking, finance, where he has consistently delivered scalable, enterprise-grade AI architectures that drive transformative business outcomes. His deep knowledge encompasses generative AI, machine learning, deep learning, NLP, making him a sought-after expert in the evolving AI landscape. Throughout his career, he has led across functional teams in Fortune 500 environments, successfully implementing end-to-end AI solutions that enhance operational efficiency and business intelligence. He is particularly skilled in cloud architecture using platforms like Microsoft Azure and Databricks. Specialization in AI infrastructure design, model development, data pipelines, and real-time analytics. With this, this is the time to hear from our speaker, Mr. Vishal Sare. Sir, the spotlight is yours.
Thank you, Vinit.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Vishal sir. Welcome.
Thanks, Raju. So first of all, thank you so much, my dear friend Raju, who has invited me for this discussion. In brief, Vinit has introduced about me, but just in glimpse, I want to be precise towards what I can conclude in just another 1 to 2 minutes. So with 15 years of IT experience, approx 8 years I was working in AI solutioning side. I started my journey as senior data scientist over there. And right now I'm leading Microsoft Business Unit for TCS, where I was SME, that is kind of highest technical role here. So whatever the global vertical clients are pitching towards the Azure side, which is the Microsoft Cloud, right? I'm handling. So this is in brief, and now I want to be start. So once again, thank you, Raju, for the inviting in this discussion.
Welcome, Vishal.
Yeah. So I can start sharing my screen. Let me know once you are able to see.
Yes,
okay?
yes, you can share, please.
Yeah. Just 1 minute. Are able to see my PPT?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay, perfect. So let me put it on the presentation mode. Okay. So dear friend, the topic what it has given, right? It is a precision farming practices, leveraging the GIS sensor data and the GenAI. Frankly speaking, the GenAI means farming practice, right? Generally, it is owned by the government of that specific country. So we are not having that much kind of RFPs and client requests for solutioning and implementation towards these, right? But what I will try, as it is very specific towards the precision farming, definitely I will try to cover many aspects in terms of AI solutioning side, and whatever the expertise I do have, and in terms of retail industry, healthcare industry, manufacturing industry, I will try to bring it towards the farming side, and I'll try to cover as much I can, right? So Vinit, just one request, whenever you feel like, time is exhausting, just let me know, because once I will start, maybe I will not see the clock, okay? So as per this agenda, right, I'm first cover the overview, which is, precision farming. It's advancing towards the latest era. What is the impact it is bring in future, and definitely what all the countries, country level, the initiatives has been taken in this area. Then I try to cover the technical stack, basically data source, which GIS system is bringing. With a IoT capability in terms of AI solutioning, and definitely GenAI, which is nowadays the buzzword. So fortunately, I'm having privilege to work on these cutting edge technology from last 4 years. I have did a solutioning, including designing, development, and implementation for retail giant for USA. Right now, it is with UK client what I was working. So this discussion will bring you towards that real-time expertise level, understanding how industry is adopting this GenAI. With this, for any business problem, when we are going towards the application development, right, or a product development, the mapping of that business goals, business KPIs, business metrics towards the technical metrics, it is very important. So I will discuss few areas on that aspect too. Then some use cases, which is basically I have filtered out in farming area, and how GenAI is helping on those areas I will try to cover. Post that, I will take you through the architecture. So here, definitely I will cover one very high level farming architecture, but with these, I want to cover a retail based architecture. So that retail based architecture, you can mimic it with the Flipkart or Amazon kind of companies. How those revenue generation recommendations, right? And these promotions are going to crafting for a specific customer, right? Based on their interest and their behavior. So that is what I will cover. And then a demo. So again, demo is not towards the farming, but this demo I want to bring towards the manufacturing, where the predictive maintenance based kind of asset management and proactive alerts kind of techniques we are going to bring. So that is what I want to be show in a demo. So these all things I have segregated in 4 parts. 20 minutes I will take it for PPT completion. Then another 20 minutes I want to be take it for architecture discussion, another 20 minutes for demo, and then next 20 minutes to 30 minutes for Q&A. So feel free to be on that Q&A session, whatever you feel it in terms of related to this, studying or in terms of whatever you feel, which will help you for your students. So if we all okay, I want to be proceed further.
Yes, sir. Please.
Yeah. So first is the precision farming, what it is, what GIS is, what GenAI is, right? So let me just minimize this window. Okay, now I can see complete PPT. Okay, so precision farming, why precision farming is important, right? And what is it intent towards the GenAI capability enablement, right? So precision farming, when we are doing seeding or fertilizing or water distribution for those specific areas, right? We are leveraging the chemicals and all for upscale our fertilizer growth and all, right? Then it is traditional way of working till now in India. But when we are comparing the European market, farming market, or USA farming market, they are far away and advanced towards these. So basically, what we can do it with the GIS data for precision farming with help of GenAI, we can increase the productivity, we will reduce the waste, we will minimize the cost, and we will lower impacting environment thing. When I'm saying lower environment impact, it means water we can save, we can reduce the carbon footprint, we can reduce the chemical uses for it, and those all things we will see in down the line slides basically, right? What GIS means, that is a geographic information system. So it is kind of a framework which is capturing, storing, analyzing, and visualizing the geographical data, right? So only these data sources is not enough for any solutioning, but also whatever past dated data and in terms of any form, right? That also important. And generally it is stored on the government sites as a data centers. So but in India we do have lack of that monitoring capabilities because of emerging trend of this what internet is came recently, right? So we are not having data points and geography information and the censoring information from very past. But nowadays, I had seen some articles where their government is proactively, engaging and enabling those all data collection thing. And please note one thing, like whatever a huge data we do have, our solutioning will be that much impactful, right? So, so predictions, whatever agentic behavior analysis and all, right? It is more impactful and very close to real time behavior of the weather or whatever it will be. Okay. Now, Gen AI. So the journey for Gen AI is not recent. So when the GPT in 2022, somewhere it's introduced, right? Then all we know is, okay, Gen AI is there, LLM is there and all, right? But I started for this area approx 2016, and what I had seen before that also, there are rule-based engines, statistical modeling, right? We was using. Post that in 2018-19, there is a deep learning which comes to the picture, and it's drastically changed the way of working for machine learning side. And neural network has introduced, which is a kind of mimic of our brain neurons. And that aspect, what they did it, whatever the framework they have designed, like RNN, CNN, transformer and all, right? That was exists from a very early of 2000 era. But because of compute capabilities, right? Because of processing capabilities, because of data storage and latency capabilities, right? It is having very kind of, a low kind of processing capabilities we do have, and we are unable to process this data. And Gen AI, what is the backbone, that is deep learning, right? We was not able to leverage. But when the GPU comes to the picture and cloud comes to the picture, we are having processing capability, we are having data storage capability and all. So we are able to leverage those data. We are able to process and analyze those data with help of this compute, with help of neural network. And from 2015, these emerging technologies has groomed a lot. So deep learning, that transformer one architecture that has been considered with for this LLM, which is the base of Gen AI, and then with very huge data, as you're all aware, right, has been trained, and now LLM is having all the capabilities in terms of all the domains. Either it is healthcare, it is retail, it is farming, it is manufacturing. With these all technical capabilities, enablement also is happening, like coding, L1, L2 level of support. Those all are now gradually, replacing by with help of Gen AI, and especially when the agentic AI comes to the picture, right? With MCP protocolling, A2A protocolling, right? Then it's drastically making impact on the ground level, basically. Okay, so I will discuss those all things in coming slides, but yeah, this is in brief. So how GIS powered precision farming, right? So how GIS help, right? So GIS is nothing but kind of a combination of sensors, kind of, satellite imaginary collections, geographically sensors kind of, collection. And that is giving a leverage to use that data for some analysis, right? So I remember in 2018, one client, Australian client, who is a telecom giant, like here we do have Jio and Airtel, the similar kind of Australian client it is. And I'm working with them. And that time, first time I had seen like, okay, what is the precision farming? So what they are doing, whatever the towers they do have in different location in Australia, they are enabling the sensors, and they requested us to build a machine learning models, which will predict, kind of humidity on the upcoming days, or if raining is happening or not. So they do have proper data and all, right? And we was building those things. The same thing I had seen recent articles where Indian government also is trying to enable. They are planning to handshake with our telecom giants, and they are planning to do it, right? So GIS is nothing but a framework which is giving a bootstrap data which is required for AI solution, right? So satellite and drone imagery, soil mapping, there is yield monitoring, right? Weather and climate related data. So those all is going to capture with help of GIS, and it is powering as a data aspect, right? Data-driven decision towards the farming, right? So that is what GIS. When I am saying Gen AI, how it is going to add the value, right? So first thing is definitely automation of the data interpretation. So if just assume there are 30 years of data, right? And we are going to use rule-based solutioning, right, or programmatical way solutioning, right, then it is not possible to identify the relationship and all. But with help of Gen AI, so Gen AI is not only standalone can capable enough to do everything. So a combination of statistical modeling, combination of these classical machine learning, combination of advanced Python programming based models, and combination of these LLMs with agentic capability, we are going to build a robust solution which is aligned with human intelligent kind of intelligence. Okay, so when we are in college life, when we was studying, right, neural network, or when we are in 10th 12th standard, when we are going with the integration or differentiation or vector space and blah blah, right, then we are not that much mature to understand how it is going to leverage in terms of real world solutioning, right? And when in 2016 I started my journey, I just brushed up those all concepts and started grooming on that field. So my request to all professors, when you are going through with these discussion with your students, just try to map it towards these Gen AI world, how we can leverage those all concepts, right? So as I said, like automation of data interpretation, right? So imaginary data is there, and if you want to see if there is anomalies there or not, right? So Z-score, mean variance, there is a distribution, which binomial distribution and all, right? Gaussian distribution. So on those all aspect, these models are going to analyze those images, those sensor data and all, and giving a predictions what relationship it has found by them, right? And then it is forecasting towards as a ML layer to the Gen AI layer, where specialized agents we have to build, which is analyzing further for these all outcomes with real-time sensor data and coming with the predictions, right? So in architecture diagram, when I'm going to cover, then you come to know, okay? Okay. So another very important scenario is simulation and decision support. So just assume there are one dam, and the frequency of open the water for all farmers is something around 15 days, right? So this is now happening with the traditional methodology way, right? If farmers, if specific village farmers are requesting, they are doing it and all, right? And why the farmers are requesting it? Because they need it. They had seen, okay, these things they are observing, right? But if we do have Gen AI in place, right, we can forecast it. And we instead of every 15 days interval, we can say, okay, don't do it. If frequency is 7 days, do it 7 days. If frequency prediction is towards the weather forecasting is for next 15 days is not right, then just increase the frequency for those water release, right? But if the humidity is there and that is sufficient for that crop, right, then don't do it. Don't waste water, right? That way we can conserve and save our water, right? So that kind of simulation it is going to bring with help of Gen AI and AI solutioning basically. Multimodal data diffusion and fusion capabilities, another thing where we have to be leveraged the Gen AI, personalized recommendation. So nowadays mobile is having this image capability, right? But in down the line, in some of the devices, when the government, local government officer for villages, right, they will bring the IoT kind of devices which will capture the environment data points, sensor data points, right? Humidity, their water presence, or their different organic compounds towards the soil and all. And they can forecast it towards those specific villagers, right? Okay, in your village, this is what the data points analysis over there, and this is what the recommendation towards those specific areas, right? So personalized recommendation for area we can bring it, right? And definitely conversational AI. So chatbot, some 2 to 3 years back we were seeing all the companies are enabling the chatbot, right? So that is another use case when RAG-based system, that is a augmentation system for Gen AI for reduce the hallucination and all, right? That we are going to enable with help of it, which is capable enough to analyze whatever the past data for that specific geography, and give a recommendation based on that, right? Now, with these brief, detail about the what and how we are going to leverage the GenAI, right? The practical application scenarios which we can be bring, right? Like soil health mapping, so GIS aggregated data, and whatever the research is happening on these areas, right? Those things are going to map towards the existing states, existing data points. When I'm telling data points, it means the sensor values which is contributing for that specific health for soil, right? Or health for environment, right? Which is health, which is giving a boost to the crop growing, right? So these data points are having sufficient information with past record, past scenario based, mappings. AI solution is capable enough to understand what should be the next step, right? And nowadays, agentic AI is having that capability to understand in terms of images, which is a vision compute capability we are saying. Audio compute capabilities are saying. There are these sensor data, which is a time series based forecasting, where ARIMA, SARIMA, SARIMAX kind of models we are using. So based on those all model, right, combination of multi-model kind of capabilities we can bring, and we can do a proper health mapping for soil, right? Variable rate application, so drone imagery, L data, right, which is GIS map data. So those we can use it, and we can create machine reliable precision maps basically, right? And also we can convert those outcomes in the natural language, and then via natural language to voice. So there is NLP to voice conversion, so that those villagers or whoever our farmers, right, could understand what it means, right? They are not going to read it out NLP, right? They have to be their own language for understand the same. So that all things we can do it with help of GenAI now. Then in regular scheduling, just one example I had given, right? Dam and then water release and all. So that is the similar thing here I mentioned. Now, this is very important thing, like pest and disease management. So as you also know, whatever the disease we are having on our crop, right, that is kind of spreading from one area to another area. So with help of this geo mapping and with help of this sensor data, proactively we can identify, okay, in this area this disease is there. So definitely we are recommending whatever the proper ingredient in terms of chemical and pesticides we have to be suggest and recommended personally to those areas. But with these we can forecast this to surrounding areas. Okay, this area is having these things, and please proactively act. So if some diseases happen, if some X amount we need, right, then proactive measures X minus definitely Y is required, right? And that way we can reduce our chemical uses for our farming side, right? And season planning. So this is which are climate change and whatever past history is saying for those areas. Based on that, proactively measures we can suggest. Also, we can suggest some additional crafting, which is helping to improve the revenue for the farmers, right? So that is another area where our government is working for. Benefit of GenAI and GIS. So with our discussion, I already covered this topic, so I'm skipping it because many things I have to cover. And this is what one comparison I have bring it overall the globe, where what all the countries in which stage, right? So we are also here, India, right? And other countries like Brazil, United States. So those all in front runner for these, right? So we do have Cropin platform, we are Kisan AI, right? Dhanu 1.0. So those all areas for government is working. Now market opportunities, because all is about the money, correct? So what I had seen, like few proposals are coming from these farming giants. So I don't want to disclose the name, but like farming giants, you could understand. Those are coming with solutioning approach for these farming based their equipments. So nowadays we are seeing, okay, ADAS 2 is coming on our cars, right? The similar kind of robotic enablement is coming on the farming industries equipments also, and down the line. So it is not, the days are not far. In next 10 years to 15 years in India, we will see, and next 5 to 10 years, we will see in the US market. Now, precision farming advancing, how it's advanced, right? So before, when we had seen, right, GPS and maps only was there, which is transferred to regional offices in our areas, and then those Kisan Sathi and all, right, they are helping farmers to help on that aspect. Then drone and IoT things came, not completely enabled on India, but I think you had seen like drones are nowadays mapping the geolocations and all, right? And definitely the data is going on the IoT sensors based systems. So real-time monitoring and sensor network is going to boost coming days, right? And then GenAI agents. So right now we are not there here in India, as per my knowledge and the publicly available data, but slowly predictive optimization side we are going ahead, because I'm seeing like government is enabling these data collection methodologies for our country. Now, for any solution, when we are saying ML or GenAI or statistical based modeling, everywhere data is the key. Data is the oil, right? But the good thing is with GenAI, especially LLMs, it's required very minimal data. Okay, compared to classical machine learning. So in classical machine learning, when I'm saying classical machine, it is kind of an advancement, which is, without neural network, we are enabling it. So scikit-learn and all frameworks we are using for that. And that is giving kind of a boost towards mathematical statistical modeling. And there is two categories basically we have identified. One is the classical machine learning, another one is a supervised machine learning. And to get a good precision, right, good accuracy for those models, we need a huge data. So the good thing is for LLM or GenAI, it is very less. We need very less data, but data is required. So data acquisition, which is a data discovery phase, that is important. And as I said, like IoT sensor data, weather APIs, we do have satellite imagery, drone and UAV systems enabled data gathering capability, right? That is important for building any solution. So this is the first phase for data layer preparation for any AI solution. So when I'm covering these all, when I will show you the architecture, you can map these terminologies, this discussion with real-time implementation, basically. Okay. Now, okay, the data has been gathered. Now we do have data. What next? So we have to build the analytical modeling on top of the data, right? And these analytical modeling is not directly is coming with the GenAI. For GenAI, we have to, kind of bootstrap process we are saying in industry, which is giving kind of, which is a combination of advanced Python programming or R programming or any other language. Okay, that is bringing some kind of aggregation. Post that those aggregation, we have to craft the features. So when I'm saying features, means those attributes which is required for training purpose, right? So definitely statistical modeling and classical machine learning models, right? Like random forest, or there is DB scale-based clustering algorithms and all, right? Or k nearest neighbor kind of algorithms. So those all is going to consume these crafted features, which we are preparing as part of our pre-processing and feature engineering phase. And then we are going to train our models. And those models are giving predictions as part of inferencing phases. Okay. Now real-time pipeline, why it is required? Because, okay, our models has trained on last 20 years of data. But what we will do with it now, today, right? Today, I want the prediction towards analyzing current circumstances, right? So real-time pipeline is bringing those data, right? And then geo spiral type of database we have to bring, which is first thing is restoring those data and helping upper layers to consume those data and do further analysis, right? So it is kind of a layered architecture. When very starting days of my career, 2009, 2008, right, I had seen, okay, what is the MVP architecture, right, where one front end is there, one middle layer is there, and one database layer is there. But nowadays the layers is going to increase, and maximum time we are working on the hybrid solutioning, which is kind of packaging towards the multiple layers, microservice based enablement, and event driven kind of architecture. I will show you those okay, in my architecture diagram. Now agentic layer. So as I said, like, okay, statistical modeling, classical machine learning modeling, and then our GenAI agentic layer, right? So these three layers as a analytics layer we are going to craft, okay, and that is going to help to analyze all lower layers outcomes with real-time context, okay, and then giving the predictions. Here I mentioned Azure because the architecture I have considered the Azure means tech stacks to enable the GenAI capability and all. But feel free to go with open source, GCP and AWS and Oracle clouds and all. Okay. Now, GenAI agent, it means specialized agents, which is focused towards the that specific task. Okay. What it means, maybe hundreds of agents we have to create, and those all agents are going to spin so as an inference with microservice based architecture, and consume the MCP server, that is a model communication protocol based solutioning, and then come up with the outcomes, how it is helping and how it is better than what traditional machine learning is unable to do, because these agents are using LLM, and LLM is trained on top of all available data till date, right? So that way, whatever that specific geography related data outcomes are there, that is, it is going to consume as a augmented data, and whatever the knowledge it is having with the world data, it is refining related with this specific geography, and then come with the outcomes, right? So it is drastically changed the way of working in the AI world, basically, right? And decision engine and orchestration. So I will show some framework, that is a LangGraph, LangChain and all, which we are using to implement this GenAI based agentic framework, and how these agents are communicating with each other. Okay. Sorry, I have to finish quickly because already 25 minutes passed. So this is a business metrics and all. Azure technology stack, I will cover these in very detail in the architecture diagram. End-to-end architecture for, again, I will cover in the architecture diagram. Only 4 layers I have mentioned here. There it is 7 layers. So in very deep dive we will do. Yeah, this is already we have discussed. Yeah, now use cases, right? So just I will spend 2 to 3 minutes for this, and I will jump on the our architecture and then demo. So crop health monitoring, as we discussed, smart irrigations, yield predictions, so that we can improve our productivity, precision fertilization, autonomous weeding, and farmer decision support, right? Which is the RAG-based chatbot, right? And in future, I'm seeing these reinforcement learning also coming because agentic AI framework is very mature now. So reinforcement learning comes to the picture definitely down the line, 2 to 3 years. And when we are saying agentic and when we are saying reinforcement, so reinforcement learning is self-healing kind of capability enablement. So it is learned based on the environment understanding and do the needful predictions and AI analytics. So first use case, multi-agentic disease management, right? So a few things we have covered. Just go through it. Autonomous resource optimization, predictive pest management, then yield optimization, and advisory system, right? So I will share this complete PPT, okay, and you can go through it. Because of time limit, I want to cover a few other things too. Success metrics, what we will achieve post this. So it is kind of, approx figures which industry observed, right? Based on their observation, this has been captured. So here, less than 2 hours latency lies. Latency is nothing but just a time duration when the model is going to respond based on the feeded data. So that is what we are saying latency in technical term. Roadmap, if some specific industry want to be implement some specific features, then this is what the roadmap. So generally it will take 1.5 years for designing, development, and implementation. Key challenges, definitely data quality is one. Formal adoption and trust. So explainable AI we do have, which is a ethical AI. So we are following the principle like fairness, we are transparent, accountability, security, and there is privacy. So these are the pillar and the principle for ethical AI which we have to be adopt, so that any normal person who is not that much technical also understand that, right? So that is what I'm putting over there. Model accuracy, yes, this is one of the key, and for that a huge data and alternatives we have to be put in our solutioning, so that it will be leverage minimal data also. So transfer learning is one of the key aspect. In deep learning, it is not applicable on the classical machine learning and traditional machine learning solutioning, but in deep learning and these GenAI, transfer learning is one of the key. So QLoRa, there is PAFT based solutioning which we are using, so that if minimum data is there, that also we can leverage as a domain data and expert knowledge, domain expert knowledge, and then try to mimic the custom data generation, and then we are leveraging that. And scalability, so cloud platform we are going to use, so that if today is just assume 100 GB of data, right, and tomorrow down the line 6 months there is a 5 TB of data. So horizontal scaling we are doing with help of Azure services, and we are achieving this. Best practices, start with a small, down the line when the time passes, definitely that start small data will going to be grown, and our precision and analytics capability will be enhanced. Domain expert collaboration, so you are seeing the gap in forming terminologies and all of mind, right? So that is going to replace with a specific format. So here domain expert is our farmers, so we have to be, when we are doing a solutioning, we have to be touch base with our farmers and do understanding what kind of complete process, what is specific areas they are grooming their crops, what is the category of crops and all, right? So those all things we will understand from farmers, and in our these domain side, farmers are our domain experts. Data centric approach, definitely whatever the decision is going to outcome, it should be a data centric, data driven decisions, basically not a traditional base approach driven decision. MCP standard, definitely. So MCP is kind of, I will show you MCP in my architecture, okay? And I will mimic it, how it is. And continuous learning, that is a feedback loop, which we are going to enable, which I told you, right? Reinforcement learning. So that is what it is doing. It is first observing, with help of feedback, it is improving and doing a self-healing for itself, right? So that is what continuous learning I'm putting over here. What is the future vision? So definitely what right now you are seeing these all, and emerging technologies, what you can see, that will be give a boost to this next gen precision forming. Key takeaway. So I think we can conclude it based on our discussion and the time for architecture walkthrough. I want to take a pause for 2 minutes. If any question till here, please feel free to discuss. We do another 30 minutes. So 15 minutes I will take it for architecture walkthrough and the demo. Sorry. Any questions?
Hello, sir. Hello,
Yeah.
Kushal, sir.
Yeah.
This is RP Singh from mechanical department. Sir, my questions is that to become a AI generative architecture, do the computer skills and domain expertise both required, or if someone is a computer engineer and he want to do or devise some software in the agriculture field, so do he has to require the knowledge of agriculture field also?
Okay, so it is a good question, and definitely, like domain expertise is required, but not in that extent, because when we are developing any solution, we do have different roles. Okay. And so I'm a computer graduate. Okay. My batchmate is Mr. Raju Sharma. Okay. So when we started, right? So it's not required, basically, I can say. If you are excellency towards the technology, right, then other roles and responsibilities and skills get fulfilled by other specific roles. So here you had seen domain expert, right? So domain expert, we can connect with them and can understand what it is, right? But when technology we are going to implement, right, and with time, we automatically know, like my skills, it is more towards the retail, right? My domain expertise more towards the healthcare, right, and supply chain and manufacturing. Why it is? Because I work with those clients, right? So it is not required. When I started approx 8 years back, I was not having that much expert with the domain. What I am knowing, I'm knowing the data science concept. I'm knowing the cloud capabilities and knowledge, right? So it is not required. And very good thing on the data science is either you are engineer or not, it does not matter. If you are having passion, you can groom on those areas and become a data scientist or AI architect with time, right? So that is not an issue. Hope I answer your question, Rajesh.
Sir, my one question is from the student side. Generally, a student considered as to become a good data scientist, they should be a computer science graduate, right? But still, what's your TCS HR policies? Are they recruit interdisciplinary or across the branch, or just specific for computer branch?
Yeah. So in two aspects, this hiring is happening. Okay. So one is definitely there are some specific roles, right? So when I joined this Center of Excellence AI team, that time whoever is coming as my juniors, they are from triple IIT and IIT graduates, right? And some good colleges like BITS and all. But the same time, who is from Tier 2 college like us, right? So I'm from Oriental, basically. I did my computer science engineering from Oriental. So another approach which I follow, that we can follow. So see, it does not matter from which college you are from. Okay, so if I will take my last 3 clients, I have worked with all IITians, and you cannot believe whatever they did it. I taken those all solutions, refactored it, and taken on the next step in terms of precision and acceptance towards those clients, right? So it is not definitely it's matter on starting 5 years, 3 years, but once you are dedicated towards your learnings, right, you can easily cross a skill. So coming to your specific point, right, when the second type of hiring is happening with our colleges, right, RGPV based colleges, and nowadays deemed universities, we become, right? So here we do have different roles also, like testers, support engineers, developers, and all, right? So they can start with it. They can just spend some 2 to 3 years, understand complete life cycle for one project, application development, and cross skill. So companies giving the cross skill, opportunities. So for me, they have given a cross skill opportunities. I proved myself on those areas, and then I adopted as a senior data scientist over there when I started, right? So it's not matter. If on this area or cross skilling to your students and all, if required, please connect with my friend Raju, and if required, I can arrange some separate session for this, because this is a very long discussion, basically.
Sure,
Right,
sure.
sir, right. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
You can take some questions from the chat box, Vineet sir.
Yes, sure. Bizal sir, a question is asked here. Simple. A question is how generative AI can improve the accuracy of crop prediction compared to traditional AI models.
Okay. So see, a traditional AI model, one biggest challenge is we are not having huge data, correct? So when traditional machine learning model we are training, it is unable to capture all the aspect of that specific geography. Okay. But when GenAI comes to the picture, it is having complete, till today, whatever the data available in the global level, either it is whatever country it is, right? it is trained on that, and it is having those weights as a learning in its knowledge base. Okay, so when very small data also we are going to push it to the GenAI, what it is doing, it is checking, okay, I'm having not sufficient data to conclude something, but I'm seeing some specific geography in the globe is having similar kind of symptoms. Okay, so I will leverage that symptoms and mimic the outcomes, outcome analytics, outcomes basically, prediction basically, with this minimal data. So that way it is leveraging its knowledge base, on top of it is trained in LLM case. But in classical machine side, we are not having sufficient data, so it is not able to analyze the trend and relationship, right? So that's why GenAI is capable enough to handle this one. Hope I answered this question.
Okay. Yeah, sure, sir. Sir, another question is written here. Which pipeline is needed to stream live drone data into GIS for real-time prediction?
So just give me some time. I am having great architecture. Okay, all the answers you will get from there.
Okay.
Okay, and tomorrow again, one session is there with compute capability enablement for GenAI. I'll just take some questions over there for this session also and for tomorrow's session also. And I will merge both things because both is important. I will also explain the roles in this AI world because that is very confusing. Like we are seeing somewhere data scientists, where we are seeing AI engineer, ML engineer, GenAI architect, GenAI engineer, right? So ML ops engineer, LLM ops engineer, DevOps engineer, data engineer. So many things are there, right? So I will help you to identify which specific areas are, what is the journey when we start as a fresher, and what is the acme point, or the best point towards the technical aspect for this area. I'll cover just if today not, then definitely tomorrow. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
So most of the questions are related to that, so that's why it will be covered tomorrow. So, sir, you may proceed, please, further.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so let me first do a demo, and then I will cover the architecture so that you can relate more towards it. Okay, else I will tell big names and terminologies which it will be difficult to understand in terms of functionality. So I will cover first demo in next 10 minutes, and then I will cover the architecture. Okay, so see, this demo is not for farming because I'm not having the data, and also I didn't develop this demo for this presentation. This is one of the need for my self-learning implementation, and I just created approx 6 months back. So this complete demo is towards the high-tech manufacturing industry intelligence platform. Many aspects it is covering, but we will focus mainly towards the predictive analytics to consider the time, because in next 10 minutes I have to be complete this demo, and then next 10 minutes for architecture. And these demo, how you can relate with farming. Farming also having equipments, right? They are having tractors, they are having machineries and all. And if nowadays you had seen many companies, tractors is having sensor enabled, right? So when I'm saying predictive maintenance, it means that proactively, before happening some failures on those components, right, or machine, we could understand maybe this specific part for this specific tractor or machineries is going to fail in next 7 days, 5 days, 10 days, something, right? So for these demo is having many other features also. but we will focus toward the predictive things, and if required, we can do further sessions based on the request. Okay. So first thing is, this is kind of a bootstrap step for any application to run, which is a data. So I will generate the data. This generation will happen with help of LLM models. So in background, there are prompts written, which is saying you have to be generate some X amount of data for manufacturing industry related use case. So that is what has been generated now. How it is generating, how it is saving in MCP architecture, I will show. Basically, there are one MCP architecture in the agentic world we are using. That is nothing but a combination of some services and component, where resource, tools, and prompts combination we are leveraging. When resource, I am saying it is actual database. When tool, actual database or CSV file or any data persistent storage. When I am saying tools, it is a logical functionality development. So any Python we have used to generally for develop the logics. Okay. And those two concept help agents, which is responsible to generate the data, is generating the data. Now you can see demo data generated successfully. I will run a full demo. Okay. So basically what it is doing in backend, it is called many agents. Okay. And in a manufacturing industry, so just mimic it with Tata Motors or Maruti or any manufacturing industry. And for that specific industry, whatever the KPIs, whatever is the business metrics, those all it is going to capture. And based on the synthetic data what I have generated, it is processing it and enabling all the functionality. So here you are seeing, right, overall OE, quality score, throughput, MTBF, cost saving, active anomalies, right? So these all are the KPIs for business. Okay. So here I'm leaving these all. I'm concentrating with active anomalies, which is predictive analytics based KPI. Okay. So let me just show you visually how it is. So production efficiency by machines. So there are something 10 machines I have considered, and it is giving the outcomes, which machine is doing what, right, or what kind of efficiency towards the product generation. Those all things. If efficiency, you can see this is a time series based ARIMA model, right, which is forecasting it. Here it is a metrics analysis, what it is, right? Here, that is the top 5 defects which is coming, right? Like wear, tear, material defect, coating issue, assembly error, electric failure. So what is the main factors which is impacting the productivity of the industry? When I'm saying industry, means something around a large scale industry, you can map it. This is the correlations basically. So correlation is nothing but what one attribute impacting other attribute in which proportion, right? That is what it is mapping. Now efficiency, it's already I covered. These things, critical issues, what it is, strategic item, what it is, operational item, what it is, right? What is the recommendations? If you can see Q4 product target risk, right? Currently this, so Q4 there the performance sheet has been captured on every quarter. So on that specific quarter, what kind of production target we have missed or we have achieved. So those all things. Supply chain optimization. So machines is having ERP based supply chain. So if just assume in Pune Tata Motors factory, there are some third vendor, right? Third party vendors are supplying the equipment which is Tata Motors is consuming for their final product, right? So those supply, it is coming via the supply chain, via the trucks and all, invoice and all, ERP triggering invoicing is happening, right? So those all where it is and all, right? So that all it is mimicking. So this is what the kind of KPI dashboard we are saying. So business KPIs with our technical KPIs. So when we are, so like with 15 years, I have to deal with many stakeholders, CTO, CEO, the head of the department and all. So how we are convincing them, okay, what architecture and solution we have built is aligned with your business needs. So ultimately, company wants the revenue, and revenue is happening with help of production efficiency, quality performance, quality improvements, right? Equipment utilization, right? If out of 10, 5 machines are just ideal, then it is not useful for them. It is not contributing for revenue improvements, right? So that kind of things it is bringing. Now, if you can see what if analysis again. So here, what if analysis. So there are statistical methodology that we are saying Monte Carlo simulation methodology, right? So that kind of methodologies we are using, which is statistical based. So again, you all are doing great job, right? So to mentoring your students. So when we are mentoring it, when we are seeing the probability theorems, right? When we are seeing the differentiation and integrations, when we are seeing the theorems, right? Those theorems is a base for these Monte Carlo kind of simulations. So those things, when you are pitching it to the client, you can relate this. Okay, this is what application look like, and this is what you can think down the line, right? So that way you can leverage these features in your day-to-day teaching responsibility, basically, right? So if I will change it, right, how it is impacting, so that it is going to show. If production volume I will increase, right, how it is going to impact. So if you can see, these values are going to change, right? Daily output, efficiency, core capacity utilization, energy per unit. Definitely, if you will increase the volume production, then electricity is going to consume more, right? So those all simulations and things. Maintenance scenarios, what it is when I was doing something, how far and what amount of efforts I were to give in terms of cost and resource to maintain proactively those specific asset which is going to fail. So those proactive things we are going to bring, right? Now anomaly intelligence, right? So as I said, this is upscalable, definitely. So right now 10 machines, but in real scenarios there are thousands or millions of machines, which machines are especially machine parts, right? So those all is sensor enabled nowadays, and those things like vibration, temperature for those specific component in machine, right? There are vibration, there are pressure. So those all sensors are feeding the data in IoT, and that we are consuming. When I was explaining the IoT event hub and all, and the real-time streaming capability, you come to know, right? Then it is giving the recommendation. So this is the agents. Okay, in background, multiple agents are there which is doing this task. Okay, and recommendation, it is telling, okay, temperature for this machine is this much. So proactive action, right? So you are seeing the old data because the data is static now. But once I will integrate it with the real-time data, it will be feeding those all on top of that data, right? So this type of things we can do. We can do actions here, right? And predictive analysis, what it is. So like equipment failure, what it is, that we can bring. Okay, for machine this is okay, but here 7.1 risk. So this is standardized data, but in real world this is something above threshold, right? So generally 75 to 80% threshold for failure risk we are bringing, and then it is notifying to the floor engineer, okay, this specific component for this machine is having issue, right? And this issue has been analyzed based on the time series based modeling, where Prophet, Sarimax, Sarima, Arima kind of models we are using, right? So moving average and all we are calculating, and based on that these outcomes are coming. Okay, now Monte Carlo already explained. So this is the similar kind of. So if you can see, if here I'm changing the values, right, it is impacting. So again, the agent in background, real-time operations, right? So just assume 5-second data, right? So this is doing all the predictions. So sometimes you will see the critical value is 1, sometimes warning is 1, sometimes it is varying. So IoT data 1 question is there, right? So this way IoT data is coming and it is going to capture. Okay, I will show you the life cycle in architecture. Then this is what the agents, right? So here, if you can see, these all agents: anomaly detection agent, predictive maintenance agent, right? Quality control agent, production optimization agents, RAG knowledge agent. So those all are there, which we can leverage it, right? And it is calling many tools, many resources to accomplish its task. LangGraph is one of the famous framework for orchestration of these agents. When I'm saying orchestration, it means that it is responsible to communicate amongst the agents, take decisions, right, and call the needful logic to accomplish the task, right? So that's why it is a self-healing kind of capabilities nowadays AI is bringing. RAG knowledge base, right? So in this section, you can chat with the complete big ERP system. Okay, what is the supply chain issue? What is the machine which is having issue and all, right? So which is specific a component for machine is having abnormal behavior? Why it is? What is the behavior of for the same component for other machines? So those all things you can communicate is kind of a human being interaction. So this is again the LLM is in background, and I'm using GPT-4o for the same. Then data management, right? Data quality and all we have to be take care. So for these section, data engineer and data architects are generally responsible, but I am having exposure on those areas. I just bring those things to mimic the real-time kind of application. I think 21. Okay. And this is a system control. So here, whatever we do have, right, I will talk tomorrow, because tomorrow is a compute capability changes in the GenAI era. That is what the topic is. So I will cover the same demo screen. I will bring tomorrow also, and just walk you through with the compute changes and with traditional ML or any normal application and GenAI era. Okay, so I think demo is done in very quick manner, but yeah, again for 2 minutes question and answer.
Okay, sure. So let's take some questions, Vineet sir.
Okay, audience, please, if you have any question, either ask or write in your chat box. Sir, a question came here.
Okay.
Can generative AI be used for exploratory analytics? And if so, what are the capabilities in this area?
Okay. So yes, definitely it is. And you just think whatever a human can think, nowadays GenAI with agentic workflow is capable to do. Okay. Nowadays with combination of MCP, the framework, and these agentic AI and multi-modeling framework, right? And models. Whatever before it is not possible, now it is possible. So industry is going towards that direction where L1 engineer, L1, so L1, L2, L3 is kind of a mastery level, right? So here, those guys who is having less capability, we are saying L1 engineers, and it is aligned with support, development, testing, all areas, right? So those all work. Approx 70% to 80% is going to, replaced by agentic AI, basically. With these call centers, nowadays you had seen and realize also, many call centers are self-healing kind of capabilities. So no person is there, AI is talking with you, right? So that is again the agentic AI with RAG combination, right? So yes, whatever we can think as a human being, we can do it with GenAI. And frankly speaking, approx 4 years back when I was not in this GenAI world, I was thinking it is not possible, but I'm doing it. Okay. Before I was thinking business is leveraging it, but nowadays for engineering capability enablement also, this GenAI product I'm building, which we are seeing accelerator. So instead of 10 data engineers, only 2 data engineer with L3 kind of capabilities. Whatever the L2 and L1 kind of capabilities is going to replaced by GenAI products and accelerator. The same for other areas too, like testing suites and all, right? Testing engineer, we had seen manual tester and automation tester and all, right? So those all going to replace with the GenAI soon. Yeah, I hope I have given the answer.
Right, sir. Sir, another question here, that is AI-based model prediction may also lead such kind of long time bad impacts on soil nature as we have seen in several scientific prediction, which was very good at for humans, but bad for soil prediction.
No, it is not, and it will not. So this is what the myth, because of unaware of these, right? We are bringing and we are discussing. Definitely traditional machine learning, when I'm saying it is not GenAI, right? It is not having that much capability. But when I'm considering the GenAI for farming, just consider one person, one farmer who is the best in district. Okay. And whatever best suggestion, best enablement on his farming he is doing, much far better suggestions, recommendations, and proactive suggestions is going to bring with GenAI. Okay. And before, it is not that much explainable. It is kind of a black box. We don't know what is happening inside, right? But now we do have proper frameworks like SAP, Lime, evidently NVIDIA just launched NeMo, right? So these are the very mature framework which restrict AI to not align with, which is aligned with it is forcing AI should be aligned with the business goals. If it is not knowing something, just straightforward say, hey, I don't know, right? So bad impact kind of things will be not possible, definitely, because if it is not able to give you a proper answer, right answer, it will say, hey, I'm not capable enough to give it. Kindly, do a manual analysis for this. So that kind of matureness we do have now.
Okay, sir. Sir, take one more question here. A question is asked, any free API available for LLM model?
Yeah. So Hugging Face is there. Just go with Hugging Face website, register it. There are many open source model which you can leverage it. If you are having good laptop, you can use LM Studio and Ollama, and you can download the open source GPT-2 model, Llama 2 model, and Frog 2 model and all. Even these other open source Chinese based models, right? But for that, the minimum requirement is something 16 GB of RAM, and something i7 should be there if you are using CPU, and GPU for at least 4 GB GPU should be there. But without GPU also it's work, but response it will be not that much quick. Like an enterprise grade LLM, if giving within 1 to 2 seconds, right? It will take something around 2 to 5 minutes.
Okay, sir. So I think there is no more question.
Vineet sir, let me ask one question, please.
Please.
Sir, my question is that I used to live in village, but still don't found the much AI use or Gen AI use. And also what I found, the demography is very different across the country. So the model we are making, how the various variable can we take for particular model, because lots of variation are there. So how it is possible to take such a large kind of variable to make a good model?
Okay. Yeah. So again, it is a good question, because that is what the data where the challenges came for us. So see, definitely we are not having too much data, right? But last 1 to 2 year data we do have, right? Or if not today, down the line, after 1 year, we do have one year data if we want to be enable AI, right, for our geography. So we will take that data. Then we do a simulation. So just now you had seen the Monte Carlo simulation. So the similar kind of many simulations are there, which is synthetically generating the data. So similar kind of data with a many parameters consideration with help of LLM. Okay. And that data is the kind of very similar. Okay. Here we are seeing sample and population. Okay. So population is what? Actually it is. and the sample is what? Which is a subset of that population. So we can synthetically generate the sample, right, for that population. So see, no industry is doing complete end-to-end kind of analysis and gathering data, right? It is going some specific areas, similar kind of areas, and gathering some data. That is what the sample. So anyhow, we are not having a complete, data. So just exit polls we are seeing, right? So they are not going and coming with us and saying, okay, this is what the prediction for this election. But still, they are close to that prediction, right? Sometimes they fails to. So that kind of synthetic data can be generated with the help of simulations and LLM capabilities, and that we can leverage for the same. And why we are not seeing in the village areas in India, basically, and even in the urban areas are because we are in AI world or latest technology world, we are a bit far what world are now, right? So that's why the innovative products what we are seeing from the USA and other countries, we are not seeing here, right? So that is one challenge I'm admitting, and our government proactively working for the same. But what government is working, honestly, I'm saying, okay, because if you understood the Aadhaar when it has introduced, right, approx 10 years back, big data has been implemented on the government sites, right? We come to know about this on 2012, 2013, but that has been something around 2000 government started. So definitely, if they are started also, we don't know. Because of compliance and privacy point of view and competitor age point of view. But yeah, it will happen definitely in down the line 10 to 15 years.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Thank you very much, sir.
very interesting question is here. Is Gen AI already biased towards best countries
No,
according to data?
no. So yeah, that is one of the good question again. So see, bias was there definitely, but we do have bias mitigation methodologies. So the person like me who is the AI architect or Gen AI architects, we are make sure that bias is not there. We do have parameters, we have tests, we are having frameworks which we are leveraging to mitigate the bias. And bias-free models only we are introducing to serve the business and population.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, audience. I hope most of the questions are already discussed. So I think this is the time to just sum up all the things.
Yeah, so I think I was not able to cover the architecture because of time constraint. But tomorrow again, the session is there. Thanks again to Raju. Okay.
No issue. No issue.
And
We will
we
take it
can
by tomorrow.
yeah,
Okay.
we will resume from tomorrow. So these two sessions, I will not take two different sessions. I will cover whatever the agenda for tomorrow's session, and then I will jump back on here because these all are kind of tightly coupled thing. Okay, and I know AI is one of the buzzword nowadays, and you do have many questions. So even tomorrow session will end up. Feel free to just connect with my dear friend Raju, and he can arrange some follow-up sessions regarding the same based on my availability.
So Benicia,
Thank you,
please
sir.
proceed with
Definitely.
the vote of thanks.
Definitely. Thank you, sir, for your detailed information in a very interesting way. Now I invite Professor Mr. R.P. Singh to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Vishal sir, for providing the very valuable informations regarding the AI and Gen AI architecture and its use in farming. And I also appreciate your important in imparting the information regarding the AI, Gen AI in the field of predictive maintenance. Being a mechanical engineer, I learn a lot, sir. I think, and I'm sure with the delivering of such kind of informations, the cost of farming will reduce, water consumptions will reduce, and certainly the yield will increase. At the end, on the behalf of organizing committee, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Mr. Vishal Sahare sir, for his insightful presentations on generative AI and GIS in precision manufacturing practices. Sir, your deep knowledge and engaging discussions on how these technologies are revolutionizing the farming practices and optimally using the resources have greatly enriched the understanding of ours. Your practical examples and inspire us to a lot. Thanks once again, Vishal sir, for taking the time to be with us and contributing the success for this session. Thanks very much, sir. We appreciate a lot for.
Thank you, Rajesh sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vishal, for delivering a highly interactive and valuable session. I truly appreciate your valuable contribution, and I'm very sure the participants found it highly beneficial. Thank you, Vishal. Thank you.
Thank you, Raju. And for you, anything, bro? No worries. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, participants, once again, the feedback link is already given in your chat box and it is already available. That's why this is the very good time to submit it, and you can submit it by tonight only. So I here also mention that it is mandatory for all the participants to submit feedback for the attendance purpose. Otherwise, you will be considered absent. That's why it is very important to fill it.
So Vinodji, just
Yes.
one question.
Yeah.
These session, right? Who are the participants? Only professors or students also?
No, sir. There is no student, but
Okay.
professors and scholars are
Okay.
available here.
Yeah,
And
scholars
most
are there.
of are from CSE background, but some are
Okay.
from other backgrounds also, like mechanical and
Great. Yeah.
so
Thanks.
that's it.
Thanks for that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all for joining us.
Participants, the 7th session will be starting tomorrow at sharp 6 p.m. and it is requested to all to present at 5:50 p.m. Thank you all. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you all.